Testing, testing. Good morning. Thank you for joining us for the board meeting of April 12th. If we have any guests who would like to give public comment, general public comment, or speak on any specific agenda item, not including our representatives here, but the public who would like to give public comment, please fill out the public comment card in the back and bring it up to me. If you're joining us via Zoom, you can press star 9 to raise your hand and star 6 to unmute. Thank you.
It was?
Good morning again. Thank you for joining us for the board meeting of April 12th. If you would like to give public comment or on general public comment or on any agendized item, you may press star 9 to unmute and star 6 to raise your hand, or vice versa. And if you're joining us in person, please fill out a card and bring it up to me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Good morning, President Garcia. We're ready for report mode at 10:06.
Yes, I'm ready.
Good morning, President Garcia. This is Tansy Cole, the Board of Public Works. And I am ready to take quorum, or you can open up the, okay, want to start?
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the regular scheduled meeting for the Board of Public Works for Friday, April 12th, 2024. Tansy Cole?
Good morning, members of the board. Again, I am Tansy Cole with the Board of Public Works, establishing roll call and quorum. We have President Garcia, Vice President Villegas, Commissioner Corsan, and Commissioner Reyes. We're also joined by City Attorney Virginia Choi. Also, President Garcia, we have no general public comment and no agendized public comment cards.
Thank you for that. Public comments now officially closed. Moving on to the first item on today's agenda, which is the approval of the minutes of Friday, March 22nd, 2024. Is there a second to my motion to approve this item?
So moved.
Thank you, VP Villegas. Ms. Cole, there's a first by me and a second by Vice President Villegas to approve the minutes of Friday, March 22nd, 2024.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt item number 1, beginning with you, President Garcia,
Aye.
Vice President Villegas, Commissioner Corsan,
Aye.
and Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, the item is unanimously adopted, approved.
Thank you so much for that. All right, well, welcome everyone. Happy Friday. Yay. And it seems to be like it's going to be a rainy day, but then after that, I think we're going to have sunshine and back to our California normal schedule. All right, so with that said, we have a very robust agenda today. We have quite a few items on the agenda, but before we get to the agenda, I want to welcome everybody that's here in person and everybody that's joining us via the Zoom platform. And that also includes our I want to make a special recognition that we have the presence of our former city engineer, Gary Lee Moore, via the Zoom platform. So Gary, yeah, there you go. Good to see you and good to have you here. I'm glad you're doing well. So with that said, I am going to turn this over to the Bureau of Engineering to kick us off on the Rory M. Shaw Outstanding Employee Award. And I just want to say that I have been here now for 7 years, and every year it's an honor and a privilege to be able to bring this to the city, to be honest. So Ted Allen, City Engineer, please take it away.
Thank you, President Garcia, and good morning, board members and representatives. Ted Allen with the Bureau of Engineering. This award is always a day of mixed emotion. It brings back a lot of very difficult emotions for those of us in 2005 when we lost Rory Shaw, but at the same time, a remembrance and a happiness of his memory and also a celebration. This is essentially our Bureau of Engineering Employee of the Year Award, I would say, in Rory's memory. And so I'm going to start out by talking about Rory and then talking about this year's winner, Dr. Jan Green-Rebstock. And then we have former city engineer Gary Lee Moore. This is so important to all of us here. He's joining us from Paris to say a few words before we hear from Jan. So first I'm going to start with Rory. And I believe Rory's sister Leslie may be on with us today as well. So Rory was born on September 4th, 1957, Aurora, Colorado. After attending local schools in Traverse City, Michigan, he pursued studies at Michigan State University, where he was awarded a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics in June of 1979. Following graduation, Rory joined the U.S. Navy as a lieutenant. He attended Nuclear Power School and became part of the Navy's Nuclear Power Training Unit. Subsequently, he attended the Surface Warfare Officers Training School, after which he served aboard the USS Truxtun, a nuclear-powered cruiser. His duties included nuclear power and classified assignments. You know, we would always get jokes from him about he could tell us, but you know what happens if he told us. He was honorably discharged from the Navy in March of 1984. In 1985, Rory returned to Michigan State University, where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering in 1990. Following graduation, Rory was recruited by the City of Los Angeles Department of Public Works In 1991, as a civil engineering assistant in the Wastewater Systems Engineering Division in the Bureau of Engineering. Rory received many awards and commendations during his tenure with the Department of Public Works, including a Meritorious Achievement Award and a Going Beyond Expectations citation, two of the highest awards presented by the Board of Public Works at that time. He received his professional engineering registration from the state of California as a civil engineer in 1999. At that time, the city had found itself in need of more and more emergency sewer repair work. Rory's technical expertise and commitment to public service led him to the position of Civil Engineering Associate 4, which is our technical expert position, as a Chief Emergency Construction Engineer for the city's 6,500-mile sewer system. Rory was the heart and soul of that highly successful program. Tragically, he passed away on Sunday, February 20th, 2005, during a storm emergency. He was working during that storm and supervising it, and tragically got swept away by floodwaters onto Hunga Boulevard in Sun Valley. Rory's mother, Shirley, was with us here many years. She came in person for this award. Sadly, she has recently passed away and isn't able to join us. His sister Leslie, he's also survived by his sister Leslie Body, who maybe we're here with us virtually today. It's been an honor for me knowing Rory from the beginning of my career. I started in 1993, right around the same time, and was good friends with Rory. Some things that stood out to me about Rory and to everyone, to be honest, and honest is the right word. He was extremely honest. He would always tell you exactly, what he felt about something in a kind, nice way, but he wasn't one that would tell you what you wanted to hear if it wasn't the truth. And so that's something that's really appreciated and we counted on from him. Extremely hardworking. In our newsletter write-up, which you can find online, I'll give the link towards the end of this. Even at his memorial, the former deputy city engineer made a comment that, if Rory was here, he would make the comment, don't you guys have work to do? Let's get back to work, Extremely hardworking, extremely smart, as you could imagine, going through mathematics, nuclear training, and then civil engineering, extremely, extremely technically sharp and funny. That's the last thing I want to mention, is that he had a great sense of humor, a very good deadpan sense of humor. He sometimes weren't sure if he was joking or not until you would see that smile. And he was one of those that smiled with his eyes. He really had a great smile. He was a big guy, very imposing, but you always felt reassured around him, not threatened by him. It's been a very difficult thing for the Bureau of Engineering losing him. This is our greatest honor, our greatest award of the year in his memory. You can read about him and see the list of former award winners by going to our website at engineering.lacity.gov, and under About, if you click the drop down, you'll see the Rory M. Shaw Award winner. This award was established the year after his passing, or is established immediately, but started the year after. The qualifications for the award, officially, it has to be someone that has demonstrated outstanding dedication to duty or outstanding leadership qualities, made significant contributions in furthering BOE's missions and goals by performing their duties at a level of excellence far exceeding established standards, developed partnerships with the Board of Public Works, other city departments, bureaus and agencies, contractors and consultants, established reputation for professional service, recognized and respected by colleagues, clients, or supervisors, and demonstrated extraordinary problem-solving capability. And we've had a number of great award recipients over the years that modeled that, and none of them more so than this year's, which is our 19th award now since Rory's passing. And so it's my honor to announce, well, before announcing the new, which I kind of already announced, but before officially announcing this year's award recipient, I want to recognize some of the former winners that are here with us. I know I saw Marina Quinones, who's here, was the 2023. You want to stand, Marina? Oh, Haji Abdallah, the 2021 award winner. Haji. Maria Martin, 2014. Isam Amaragi from 2007. If there were any others that, oh, Arsen. I didn't see you. Arsen Vaskirchian, let's see, what year was Arsen here? Arsen Vaskirchian, 2018. So you can see the full list of all of them on our website if you're interested. And so with that, this year's 19th award winner is Dr. Jan Green Rebstock, who's here. Jan, you want to come up? Before we go to Jan, I want to say some words about Jan, but I thought it'd be nice to have her up here. And then we're going to hear from the city engineer, assuming all the technology works, and then we'll go to Jan. So Dr. Jan Green Rebstock is an environmental affairs officer who's been with the city of Los Angeles for 21 years, 11 of which have been with the Bureau of Engineering. I was commenting earlier that I thought that was a mistake at first because she's done so much with the Bureau. It's like hard to believe it's only been 11 years. She's done a lot in 11 years. She has more than 25 years of experience related to planning, environmental review, and permitting complex public infrastructure projects. Prior to joining BOE, Jan worked at the Port of Los Angeles, serving as the Port Sustainability Liaison and managing the California Environmental Quality Act, the CEQA, and National Environmental Policy Act, NEPA, review process for waterfront development and goods movement facilities. One of her most notable projects was the LA waterfront, a $1.5 billion construction program covering over 500 acres in San Pedro and Wilmington. In this role, she managed consulting teams and contracts totaling more than $10 million. She's also served on the West Coast Ports Technical Committee, publishing sustainable design and construction guidelines for the port industry. She has served as part of a staff delegation to the Port of Shanghai, where environmental policies, technologies, and best practices were shared among two port administrations. She was also the featured speaker at the TOC Americas conference in Panama, highlighting the sustainability policies and practices at the Port of LA. It's similar to all that you've done in 11 years at BOE. You did a lot at the port before coming too. Prior to joining the City of LA, Jan worked as a policy analyst, public involvement specialist, and environmental consultant. While in college, Jan had served in the field as an environmental mitigation monitor on the Pony Express pipeline project, an oil gas pipeline conversion project which stretched from Lost Cabin, Wyoming to Freeman. Is that Montana or Missouri?
Freeman, Missouri.
Missouri, okay. I don't know my MOs clearly. Jan was born in Austin, Texas, but grew up in a tiny town in central Texas called Fayetteville with a population of 263. Was that before or after you left?
They're remaining stable.
Okay. Jan received her bachelor's degree in environmental studies with minors in philosophy and political science from University of St. Thomas at Houston, Texas. It was at St. Thomas where she met her husband, Matthew Rebstock, who's here with us today. Matthew, welcome. They ran away together to California in 2000 and spent a few years in San Francisco before ultimately settling in Los Angeles. While working in the Port of LA, she completed her doctorate in policy planning and development from the Price School at the University of Southern California. I went to UCLA, but I love USC still, so good school. You're joined by a lot of USC fellow alum here. As part of her dissertation, Jan created an index to measure the sustainability of port organizations and conducted case studies of container ports around the world, including the ports of LA and Long Beach, Shanghai, Ningbo, Busan, Hong Kong, Rotterdam, Hamburg, and Antwerp. She's very excited to combine her interest in sustainability with her love of travel. Currently at the Bureau of Engineering, Jan works closely with the Environmental Management Group and the Clean Water Division to manage environmental review and permitting for LA River projects. Many safe clean water Measure W projects and some municipal facilities projects. Some of these projects include the LA River Ecosystem Restoration Project, EIR and EIS, 6th Street Viaduct Park, EIR, Silver Lake Reservoir Complex Master Plan, EIR, LA Zoo Vision Plan, EIR, Citywide CAP Program, EIR, I definitely remember that one. Paseo del Rio at Taylor Yard, EIR, and the upcoming Sepulveda Basin Vision Plan, and many, many other projects. Those are just some of the highlights. She enjoys being involved in major infrastructure projects that improve our community and sharing her knowledge about environmental review and permitting to help guide projects through the project design and approval process. Jan currently resides in Burbank with her husband Matthew and her son Hudson, age 10, and daughter Lauren, age 7, who are both in school today, so she didn't want them to skip school. Before going to Gary, I just want to, I can't memorize all that. Of course, I had to read the official bio, but I wanted to comment just about why Jan is a perfect candidate for this award in memory of Rory Shaw. First of all, honesty. Jan is exactly the same way. She will tell you exactly what it is, and that's always greatly appreciated. Extremely smart, extremely technically competent, just like Rory it was, and very, very hardworking. Those three, I mean, she's perfectly aligned. I don't know well enough whether she's a deadpanning, her sense of humor. So that one I'm not sure, but the other three, perfect. And Jan has just done so much for us and is so greatly appreciated. I'm so honored to give her this award today. Before officially handing it to her, I wanted to, if we could, go to our former city engineer and hear a few words from him.
Please do. Tenzi?
Good morning, and hopefully everybody can hear me okay.
Yep.
Oh, great. Well, first, I just really want to thank the Board of Public Works, this board in particular, the heart that you show each and every year and the time that you give to this award means so much to, as retiree, and I know to all the current employees. So it really is very, very special, and I can't thank you enough personally for your continued support and the time that you dedicate towards this. And I want to definitely acknowledge my the city engineer, Ted Allen, and my former colleagues, and thank you for the opportunity here this morning to say just a few words about Jan. And it is special how Shirley, Rory's mom, came out every year and joined the event, and Shirley made it very, very special. The breakfast beforehand, getting to meet with the award winner. And so it was always a special time. But Jan is definitely an excellent awardee here. And, you have to be nominated. So right there, it's she stands out. Her colleagues think highly of her enough to nominate her. And those projects that the city engineer mentioned, I had the great opportunity working with her on several of those. And the thing that for me always stood out about Jan is these projects are the big, gigantic, challenging projects, and there's really no roadmap. There's, you hear about a zoo master plan in the city of Los Angeles. There's nothing like that. Or the Los Angeles River. It's so special. And Jan always and every time said, we'll find a way. And that challenge is very much a Rory. It didn't matter how big the challenge was. He found a way, and that's Jan. And so, Jan, congratulations, and well-deserved. And thank you so much for allowing me to say a few words this morning.
Thank you so much, Gary, and it's great to see you and great to see you enjoying your retirement and yet still being willing to come back and join us. We really appreciate it. We miss you. All right, so with that, I would like to officially present the 2024 Rory M. Shaw Outstanding Employee Award to Dr. Jan Green Rebstock. Thank you, Jan.
Ted, move the mic so you can have a clearer picture.
Well, thank you everybody for all the kind words. I'm very honored to be here. My understanding is that Rory Shaw's legacy was about honesty, integrity, having a strong work ethic, and being a problem solver. I want to take this opportunity to highlight the work being done by the BOE's Environmental Management Group, led by Maria Martin, a previous award recipient, and the critical role we play in delivering the city's infrastructure projects. The environmental review and permitting process provides stakeholders and regulatory agencies opportunities to share their concerns about proposed projects. Our role is to analyze the potential impacts to environmental resources, make recommendations on how to avoid or reduce these effects, share the results in a transparent way, and facilitate the environmental review in a way that informs good decision-making regarding project design and approvals. I'm very proud to be part of this team of problem solvers, which is a wonderful resource to the city, to this board, and to all of the project managers at BOE. They have a very heavy workload. They all execute their duties with diligence, integrity, and professionalism, often on highly contentious projects. Would the Environmental Management Group please stand up and be recognized? Thank you, everybody. And specifically, as I mentioned, Maria Martin is the director of the group, and I'm very grateful for her mentorship and the partnership that we now have together. So I rely on the Environmental Management Group to do the work. I provide for the Clean Water Division, and I focus on getting Measure W projects implemented so we can treat and capture more stormwater throughout the city. And I thank Chris Johnson and Brian Powell on their leadership on moving forward with those efforts. I'm also enjoying the LA River projects I get to work on with Deborah Weintraub and Luz Rebello and Evan Gonzalez. And hopefully we will all get to experience another beautiful public space along the LA River at Taylor Yard that provides habitat for wildlife and recreation opportunities for the community. Now, instrumental in all of these projects, I would like to specifically acknowledge the work of Sarah Bryson, who has been mentoring and managing the EMG staff and our workflow, and providing her own expertise on biological resource issues, like the federally listed endangered species Lisbel vireo, which is a bird that's been identified along the LA River. And lastly, I would like to acknowledge two of my mentors who have retired from the city, who kind of helped build up my city career to be able to be so productive. Dr. Ralph Appy, the former director of the Environmental Management Division at the Port of LA, who hired me over 20 years ago with the city. And Dr. Geraldine Natz, the former general manager at the port, who's in response to a CEQA lawsuit and public health concerns, introduced a new culture of green growth and demonstrated the environmental leadership required to ensure that the city's infrastructure development and port operations occurred in a sustainable way. And she modeled this for port organizations around the world. That was a really exciting time to be at the port, and that was essentially the first decade of my career. And as I'm serving out my second decade here at BOE and moving into my third, I appreciate the senior management team in place, and I can think of no better person than Ted to be in the role of city engineer right now, especially with the resource challenges that are facing the city, and his talent for data analytics, and the wonderful support that he receives from his executive management team. And lastly, again, it's such an honor to be in such great company of esteemed colleagues who previously received the award. So once again, thank you so much.
So with that, I think we'll turn it back to you, President Garcia.
Thank you so much, Ted, for bringing yet again another wonderful, not just wonderful, but exemplary and excellent engineer that we have on here with us. It makes us so proud to hear the good work and really what you stand for. I really admire the Rory Shaw Award every year because of what it stands for: honesty, problem solving, and I think there was one more, but I want to add the sense of humor part in there because in the world that we're in, in the political world that we're in, we have to have that in order to to go home and be functional for our own families. So I just want to say congratulations. You are a well-deserved Rory Shaw awardee of 2024. Ted, Ted does great job in always making sure bringing nothing but the best to the city. So between the both of you, I feel more than confident that our Bureau of Engineering is succeeding and will always continue to succeed. And I just want to also thank former city engineer for taking your time from lovely Paris to join us. And I don't know what time it is over there, but it might be night for all we know. But thank you, Gary. Just, the standard that you have placed on this award shows today, because not only did we have Rory Shaw's family fly out every year from Michigan, right? It was Michigan every year before COVID. COVID kind of changed a lot of things here. And so my understanding is that we have Rory Shaw's sister on the line as well. I think so. I'm not confirming. Tansy, do you know if she's on the line? Okay, but I just want to also acknowledge her presence. Rory Shaw's sister is here with us, and I know his mom is here in spirit. And so I want to just make sure that we continue this legacy that you've built, that the Bureau of Engineering has built for many more years, and that we don't ever get rid of this awardee no matter the years to come. So that's going to be a mandate from us to the Bureau of Engineering to continue this no matter who's in this position and who's in the city engineer position. So to the Shaw family, thank you once again for joining us. It's an honor to have you here. It's, being the sister, when you lose a sibling, it must be one of the hardest things to lose, because that's like who grew up with you, who knows your insides and out. And so the fact that you continue to still honor him in this way it's beautiful. And, I'm sure more families will love to be able to do this, but Rory Shaw really was an exemplary person. I wish I would have met him, and I wish I would have known him personally as part of this. So thank you again, Ted, and thank you, Gary, for never losing sight of this, and congratulations to you. You joined a beautiful group of exemplary workers that have just stand up. Each one of them are unique and special in their own way, and I am very proud to work amongst just such great professionals. So thank you once again, and congratulations. I'm gonna turn this over to my colleagues. I think VP, do you wanna go at the end since you're Bureau liaison? Oh, and then I'm gonna just turn it over to Dr. Davis, Commissioner Corsa, and Commissioner Reyes, and we're gonna end with VP.
Before you speak, Vice President Villegas, I just want to make an announcement for the record that President Pro Tem Davis has joined us at 10:11.
Dr. Davis?
Oh, great. Well, first of all, let me thank Ted Allen and certainly Gary Lee Moore for implementing this program. It is certainly one, as a board member, that I admire deeply, and I feel it really helps to add value to the Department of Public Works, because what it does is it promotes excellence in terms of those individuals that we award. And each year, I remember having seen Rory's mother here religiously, and she was proud of the work that we have done in memorializing her son and his work. Additionally, I remember his sister as well coming and continuing to be involved. I am not surprised that it took a Trojan to win this year as a doctoral graduate of that great university as well. And I'm very proud, Dr. Rebstock, of the work that you're doing, leading us in environmental affairs in the city of Los Angeles. We are probably one of the greatest departments of engineering in the country in terms of municipalities. And it's just so good to know that we have the kind of dynamic innovation being brought to the various aspects of our engineering bureau that you help to bring. And so I'm very proud of you. And not only that, I think that women in leadership in engineering is so also critically important. And so you really hit two birds with one stone. Not only your USC credentials, but being a woman and really diversifying the leadership in this great city. And then finally, I will say that I look forward to us continuing to support our Bureau of Engineering and the excellence that we can demonstrate and reflect as practitioners of engineering in the nation's second largest city. I could go on and on about the 6th Street Bridge and the other projects that you oversee. But again, congratulations, Dr. Rebstock, for the work that we probably should have recognized you for a long time ago. But we're proud to do it today. And I look forward, again, to working with our engineers. You, in many ways, are the star of the Board of Public Works, because the profession that perhaps is the most dominant in public works and the centerpiece of public works is engineering. So thank you all so very much for this presentation today. Congratulations.
Commissioner Corson?
Thank you. Congratulations, Dr. Rebstock. They say a lot about awards is, this is a recognition of you, but in honor of someone who's passed 19 years ago. And what's fascinating is I've never met Mr. Shah, right? But through being on the years of this public works body, meeting folks like Arson, Ohaji, Marina, it's an all-star Hall of Fame award, and it gives light onto who Rory Shah was. And I think that's what's so remarkable is your stories all intertwine and are a thread that goes back to his legacy, and it's wonderful. And, as President Garcia said, this is a wonderful thing to maybe have in the decades to come, and keep that light and help us remember what makes someone a really good leader within engineering, whether it's integrity, leadership, honesty, hard work. My friend Tim Glick is on your team, so maybe one day he can also be a honoree. But it's things like that where we set an example and we can point to, here's everything that this person was, and keep that memory alive. So with that, I say thank you. And Gary Lee Moore, it's wonderful to see you. Hopefully you're off gallivanting across the world and you made time for us. So thank you. With that, I'll turn it over.
Thank you. Commissioner Reyes?
First of all, congratulations to the Bureau of Engineering for really espousing this award throughout the years in recognition of somebody who's now a legend, and many others are going to follow. Congratulations to our awardee today. 11 years is such a short time, and you have accomplished such a wide range of achievements. And I am really just in awe of your dedication and passion for the environment. I think the way that you have framed the work that you do, as you were speaking earlier, really speaks volumes to you modeling our award, and at the same time lifting up your staff, who I could see are, a lot of them are women, and really looking forward to your leadership in the future here at the Bureau of Engineering and here in the city of Los Angeles. So I just want to thank you personally for that passion, that dedication, that critical thinking that comes through and shines through when you implement those projects, and the collaborative effort that you have demonstrated among the different, I know you've worked with many different agencies to make a project successful. So thank you for that. And for everyone here, let your achievements shine through, and be that example to everyone that there are more to just a job, but there's really the passion and that belief and commitment to your work that is a testament that you will be here for a longer time, and that you're enjoying that work. that you so deserve right now for being awarded for your achievements. So thank you so much, and I'll pass it on to VP Villegas.
Thank you. And I say ditto, 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 ditto. It's hard to be last, but I hope that you hear all these accolades and really know that your work is truly appreciated, in the city of Los Angeles, and to be emulating such a special individual to the city of Los Angeles like Mr. Rory Shaw is just emblematic of the strength that you have. In everything that you do. We lean a lot on the Bureau of Engineering, and that is because we trust your opinion, we trust your research, we trust every environmental document that you put before us to be accurate, and we know that the city of Los Angeles is the best of the best. Because our record shows that from previous awards of projects. And so I just commend you for, having the, tenacity that you do have in the projects that you do, and to your entire team as well. I'm part of the Stormwater Measure W effort since the beginning, since passing legislation to give the authority to LA County Flood Control District to place something on the ballot. So I take that super, super seriously, and I know that all of the projects, whether they're green streets or cisterns or what have you, dry wells, we expect that every one of those projects gives us, some return on our investment long-term for the city as we look towards, getting out of other droughts, because this weather with climate change is cyclical. And so your entire team, we lean on you all a lot to be able to give us that feedback, and we trust your opinion, and we know that we're in good hands with you. So congratulations, and thank you to the Rory Shaw family also just for being on the line. And it's so wonderful to see you too, Gary, just via Zoom platform. Great to see you, and to award you to be able to be before so many of your colleagues is special. Congratulations.
Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, so with that, we will take pictures. You have a big group, though, so perhaps we go to the back of the room and take pictures. Colleagues, will be right back. Give us about 5 minutes to return. It's a good time to grab more coffee for those joining us on the social platform. Gary, I don't know how we can take you with us to take the picture, but thank you for your presence here this morning. And to the Shaw family, thank you also for your presence here this morning. We very much felt a day dedicated to Rory Shaw. Thank you. Tansy, ready?
We are back in record mode.
All right. Thank you, everyone. It is always such a hard time to transition from such a special morning recognition to really just agenda items now. And we have a pretty robust agenda. We have about, I think it's 12 items today. So let's try to get through them so that everybody can start their weekend time if they need to, or just get back to work. But with that, I will say that I'm going to go a little bit out of order right now and take item number 6. Item number 6 is a request from the Bureau of Sanitation in Council Districts 1, 4, 8, 9, 10, 13, and 14. This is a delegated maintenance agreement, California Department of Transportation and the Bureau of Sanitation. Recommending the board to, 1, approve and forward this report forthwith with transmittals to the mayor and city council for approval to execute the proposed delegated maintenance agreement between the City of Los Angeles Bureau of Sanitation and the California Department of Transportation. The term of this agreement shall be from the date of execution through June 30th, 2027, for a maximum total funding of $1 million. And this morning, we have Mr. Potter, and we also have our Bureau Director, Barbara Romero, here joining us. Welcome.
Good morning. Robert Potter is going to give you the presentation, but I wanted to come here for 2 reasons: to give you context on this project, and also to say thank you to Mayor Bass for her role in making this happen. She came into office in December of 2 years, 2022.
Yeah.
And in January of 23, I got a call on a Saturday morning while I was at Little League baseball at the park, and she introduced herself and said, "Hi, this is Mayor Bass, Barbara. I have an item that I need you to deal with." And when she described the situation of what she needed us to send a crew to clean, it was clear to me that it was a Caltrans property. And so at that point, I said, I think it's a Caltrans property, and we have a lot of Caltrans property that we don't have access to. And she said, "What can I do?" And I said, "Well, we could get some kind of agreement with Caltrans to give us right of entry, and then possibly," and I just put it out there, possibly reimburse us. And not even a month later, we were in a meeting with executives from Caltrans at the highest levels. And this is an outcome of this. What you're seeing before you is the start of hopefully a bigger partnership with Caltrans. So very excited to be here to move this forward. And again, I just wanted to say thank you to Mayor Bass for personally getting involved and addressing this issue that is gonna address lots of issues for hopefully across the city. So thank you very much.
Thank you for being here, Bureau Director Barbara Romero. And with that, thank you, Potter. It's your.
Good morning, Commissioners, Bureau Representatives, Executive Officer, and City Attorney. I'm Robert Potter, the Assistant Director of LA Sand Environment. I'm here today seeking approval of a delegated maintenance agreement with the California Department of Transportation. As a quick overview, traditional management of litter and debris in multi-jurisdictional public right-of-way requires coordination for joint cleanups. That means we have to reach out, set up a date, try to make it line up for everybody. Coordination, however, poses some challenges, including the difficulty of synchronizing multi-agency schedules, and the need for joint cleanups can lead to delays. There are times when only the city's right-of-way would get cleaned, because the other right-of-way we didn't have permission to clean or access to. To remedy this, the City of Los Angeles and the State of California have entered into a formal partnership to advance the safety and cleanliness of the multi-jurisdictional locations. Just a little background, and Barbara touched on it. In January of 2023, Mayor Bass initiated conversations with the California Department of Transportation, Caltrans, to develop potential solutions relating to the cleanliness of multi-jurisdictional locations within the city. As a result, the city and Caltrans have agreed to a delegated maintenance agreement to achieve shared goals. This formal partnership is an important strategy to make public spaces clean and safe, particularly following inside safe operations that bring unhoused people inside. This delegated maintenance agreement does the following. It covers the Caltrans District 7 metro region. This was the first agreement, and this is the region that we were able to negotiate for. Enables the city to conduct weekday maintenance in the D7 metro region with 24-hour notice, so we can enact our crews and get them there right away. Makes the city responsible for crews, equipment, and legal disposal of the collected litter. So we're working as an agent of the state, and we will do our protocols to ensure that everything is done by law. Enables the city to invoice the state, which is key, for trash cleanup and graffiti removal in identified problems areas within the states right away. And it allocates, as we discussed earlier, $1 million for maintenance services. This agreement extends through June 30th, 2027. While state DMAs are an effective means to create an efficient working relationship, their structures are outdated in context of dynamic new challenges such as homelessness emergencies. Recognizing these dynamic needs, the city and the state have partnered to ensure that the DMA can serve as a tool that can be applied as needed, where needed, and in close coordination with relevant stakeholders across the D7 metro region. In other words, an arrangement has been reached to allow cleanups at different locations than those listed in the DMA exhibit. This added flexibility is essential and will allow the city to efficiently advance the safety and cleanliness of these multi-jurisdictional locations. Metro region is the first delegated maintenance agreement, as this region was open to establish an agreement. Moving forward, we will look at the possibility of broadening these agreements to cover additional regions within the city of Los Angeles. I would be remiss if I did not recognize Godson and Hammer at Caltrans for their hard work getting this DMA to an approval. This concludes my presentation. I'm here for any questions you may have.
Thank you, Potter, for bringing this forward. Long time coming. And look
Yes.
forward to more. So thank you for working the details out, and definitely thank you to Mayor Bass for making this happen in the first place. So thank you everybody in the team, because this is I always say this, and we talked about it too yesterday, Potter, is that when there's a community, when the community members see us out there cleaning, they don't know the difference between our property versus another county, state, or whoever. And so sometimes we get the comments, well, they cleaned, but they didn't clean that part. Now, when you go in there, there's going to be an impact. You can see the impact made, because again, we are very cognizant of whose jurisdiction it is, but to the fellow resident is just clean up the trash. That's all we want. So I just want to say thank you, Potter, for leading this, Barbara Romero for making the time to be here today, and to Ryan Jackson for also pushing this all the way through. So thank you so much, everybody. I am a full supporter of this, but I will turn it over to my colleagues for any questions. Vice President Villegas?
Thank you. And thank you so much also to sanitation and to the mayor's office for, pulling this together. I know it's an arduous effort to be able to bring two large agencies just to identify areas that need cleanup, and then to be able to execute an MOU. So that's a big feat to do. I just have a quick question. Other than tunnels and bridges that we may be partnering on, sometimes we have, slivers of land that are pertain to Caltrans in odd ends throughout the city, as does the city also. I'm wondering, I know that this MOU only covers, those items that are included in the MOU, but as we're going through this effort of cleaning and we see other areas that do belong to Caltrans, would those be raised to Caltrans to potentially look at either outside of this memo, or to be able to clean up and then figure out how to clean up?
So yes, this agreement, there's two parts. So Caltrans has multiple DMAs, right? So there's other people that work in the region on the District 7 area that they can deploy also. So there's two coordinating efforts. But this agreement allows us to have flexibility if it's Caltrans property to engage in that cleanup and get reimbursed.
Okay, that's good to hear, and I just wanted to put it out there for the public, education, so that the public does know. As President Garcia was saying, residents just want to see things, cleaned up. They don't know all the behind the scenes details, things like that. So just for the education of the public, I appreciate it. Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
Thank you, VP Villegas. Commissioner Reyes?
Thank you for bringing this forward, such an important project that will really alleviate and mitigate the problems that we're having in terms of the graffiti removal, the debris and all that. My question is, to what extent is Caltrans responsible for training purposes? Because there are other materials or work that is like kind of require more of a compliance with regards to legal disposal of other types of materials that you find, right? In the manner that we are cleaning up. What to what extent do we have to work? To what extent will Caltrans have to work with us in terms of their federal laws and regulations and policies when it comes to cleaning up? Training of our employees, for example, comes to my mind, so that then they are more informed about the types of materials, the type of work that needs to be done when it comes to the maintenance operations through the Caltrans areas that we're going to be involved in.
So when it comes to training, our staff is well trained, and we are doing this, engaged in this work every day. When it comes to illegal dumping, hazmat handling, all of our crews have
Right.
HAZWOPER training, and they're up to code on all federal laws. And we use a contract vendor to handle any of that materials, which is reimbursable through this.
Oh, okay.
So any of the work that we do. On top of that, we also receive the same training that's used by Caltrans, which is under the traffic control, which is the watch manual. So all of our employees are well trained in the procedures of working in high speed traffic, low speed traffic, and all those conditions. So we're fortunate in that way.
Good. I just, of course, always concerned about the welfare of our employees and
We
their
are too
safety.
every day.
Thank you so much. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Any other questions? Commissioner Corson?
Thank you. I have a personal question from me as a user of 311. Can I stop using the Caltrans portal and report these things to 311 that are within the zone? Or do I still have to use the Caltrans portal? For those who don't know, the Caltrans portal is just a website that is just really user unfriendly.
So my answer would be I would definitely use the 311 portal if it's attached to a city property and that it merges into a Caltrans property. But I would also encourage you to report to Caltrans because they will take actions too sometimes. So.
Okay. Well, I'll say this as someone who only joined city employment at the end of 2020, there's nothing more frustrating as a stakeholder to call 311 or call an elected office and hear that's not the city's responsibility, that is this entity or that entity. And what Director Romero left out is probably what Mayor Bass said, well, tell me how we can solve this. And the most difficult question I've come to realize to answer is, how do we get different municipalities, agencies to come together and find a resolution? So I commend Barbara, you and the team for finding a way to pull this together. And it is just a start, and hopefully it makes it out to the Valley 101 segment so that I can stop using the Caltrans portal and just use 311. So thank you.
And on that note, the zones come up for bidding. So this zone was available for us. So as the next zones come up, we'll be working with Caltrans to expand this to the Valley region and everywhere else.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Dr. Davis?
I just wanted to say that I think that it is positive that we're able to collaborate with other levels of government to help work together to resolve problems and to make sure that moving forward, we continue to be called upon for our own expertise in terms of what we do. So I'm very happy that the Caltrans staff understands the effectiveness of what the Bureau of Sanitation is and has become. So I think that from a government perspective, it's a good arrangement between us and them, and hopefully the county and the other levels of government will continue to see the same thing in terms of us working together to solve problems. So thank you for this.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. All right, seems like everybody's in support of this. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 6 forward and forthwith? Thank you, VP Villegas. Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Ms. Cole, there's a first by Vice President Villegas and a second by Commissioner Reyes to move item number 6 forward and forthwith. Mr. Potter, we're not done. Hang on. I know we're almost good to go. You want to enjoy your day off? Sorry. Give us 1 second. There's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Commissioner Reyes to move item number 6 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt item number 6, beginning with you, President Garcia,
Aye.
Vice President Villegas, Commissioner Pro Tem Davis,
Aye.
and Commissioner Corsan,
Aye.
Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the day. All right, colleagues, moving back to our chronological order, we're going to start with item number 1. This is a request in Council District 11 from the Bureau of Engineering. Thank you so much to the sanitation team. I failed to say that, but thank you. This is a request from the Bureau of Engineering in Council District 11 for a revised task order solicitation number 21, Somas and Associates, recommending the board to, 1, authorize the city engineer to issue a revision of task order number 21 to Somas and Associates, increasing the budget authority from $566,556 to $896,480, including contingency, to complete the project report and environmental documentation for the Lincoln Bridge Multimodal Improvement Project. And this morning, we have Mr. Sanchez here.
That's correct.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, President Garcia and the rest of the board. My name is Robert Sanchez from the Department of Transportation, and I'm the project manager on the city's half. I'm joined today by Tim Hayes from Somas and Associates. They're our partners on the project, as well as Caltrans. But before I say anything else, I just wanted to congratulate the awardee who was here earlier. I think as a civil service employee, that's like, we need more people like that and the other awardees. So I just wanted to also do my part and congratulate her. So moving on to the project, essentially, we're in a situation where we have to design a lot to Caltrans standards, and so some time has elapsed also due to COVID. Some of the work that we had to do, we had to push back a little bit, and so there was also some changes out in the operations of the Lincoln and Culver in particular, and so we need to update some of the data and analysis that was conducted some time ago. And then also we had to expand some of the analysis related to like sea level rise, some of the cultural studies, because it is somewhat of a sensitive, historically speaking, and cultural area. And so because of that, we're here before you seeking the approval to increase the budget accordingly, as stated here. And I don't know if you have any other questions, or I can provide a more general background on the project if you'd like.
Thank you for that. Let me see what my colleagues have any questions. Any questions, colleagues, on item number 1? Hearing none. All right, this is going to be a good one. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 1 forward and forthwith?
So move.
Thank you, Vice President Villegas. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Ms. Cole, there's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Commissioner Corson to move item number 1 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote, beginning with you, President Garcia,
Aye.
Vice President Villegas,
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis,
Aye.
Commissioner Corsan,
Aye.
and Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Sanchez, for this morning. And sir, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of the day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Moving us on to item number 2. This is a request in Council District 1 for revised task order solicitation number 48 to Tetra Tech, Inc. They're recommending the board to, 1, authorize the city engineer to issue revision task order number 48 to Tetra Tech, Inc., increasing the budget to $4,252,106 to $4,902,106, including contingency to provide utility design services that include pre-design services, design services, environmental review and documentation, bid and award support, and design services during construction for the Taylor Yard Paseo del Rio project on Proposition O, water quality improvement projects on the Taylor Yard G2 parcel. And this morning, we have Ms. Ravelo, thank you. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. My name is Luz Ravello. I'm with the Bureau of Engineering's Clean Water Division. I'm here to request that the board authorize a revision to the task order solicitation number 48 to Tetra Tech, increasing the budget authority from $4,252,106 to $4,902,106. Including contingency to provide utilities design services, including pre-design, design, environmental review and documentation, bid and award support, and design services during construction for the Taylor Yard Paseo del Rio project and the Proposition O water quality improvements project on the Taylor Yard G2 parcel. So TOS 48 was issued to Tetra Tech on April 1st, 2022, and the scope included studying and recommending solutions to meet the project's utility needs. It has since been determined that several utilities must be brought to the site from the nearest major street since they are not available within the perimeter of the site. This states that Tetra Tech will need to perform additional utility design scope to serve the project as well as the future build out of the full Taylor Yard G2 River Park project. This revision will add $500,000 in MECLA funds to the existing TOS 48 to include design and support of the utilities in the project scope. And this will also, the project is also eligible for to apply for additional grant funding. So within this request, we're also requesting a revision to add $150,000 of previously approved CIEP funding to increase the TOS 48 contingency budget to add grant application services to the project scope. So overall, the request would increase the TOS 48 budget authority from $4,252,106 to $4,902,106. This concludes my report. Is there any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Ravelo, for your report. Any questions, colleagues? VP Villegas?
Thank you. Thank you for your report. A question, and I think it's probably just more clarifying. You said that you're also asking for authority to apply for future grants. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So then,
But it doesn't have it here.
Ms. Cole, do we need to make an amendment to this motion? I mean, to this item number 2?
We do, because that's not the authority we're giving you here. We would have to add it if that's what you're asking for. Is there a reason why you didn't add that in the beginning?
It might have been missed because it went back a couple of times to add this particular portion of the scope for the grant funding. So it might have just been a miss.
Good catch, Vice President. If we would have to make an amendment for that.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, Vice President Villegas.
Yeah.
Continue.
So why don't we make why don't we leave it as is for now? And if you need to come back, usually, and please correct me if I'm wrong, President Garcia, usually you have to come to the board to ask for authority if you can apply for a grant,
You do.
right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so why don't we just leave it like that? I realize that these things like go pretty fast and you probably just want that in the board letter, but right now we don't know what kind of grants, unless you know what kind of grants you're gonna go after right now.
So we are looking at applying for a current US EPA grant, and we're working with the CAO's office to obtain that approval
Okay.
to apply for that. So this specific request was to add this scope to Tetra Tech so that they can help us with those grant applications.
Given the fact that we don't have official, like the official documentation of what you're applying for and so forth, we welcome you to come back for that authority once we can have it in a transmittal or a report back or even a motion. But right now, it just seems a little ambiguous if we just kind of give you authority to just apply for, a grant that we don't have any actual documentation for. So you're probably gonna have to, now, if we're in a time sequence, like there's a time limit to apply for this grant, please reach out to our executive officer, TJ Knight, and Tansico to get you on the agenda, even if we have to open a special, because we want to go for grants. But right now, officially, I think I have to agree with Vice President Villegas right now. I feel a little bit that I cannot amend an authority like that without having any official documentation. So please put that board report together, that motion together, and come back to us, and we will expedite you because it's a grant. But I don't think we can do that just by asking like that. Okay. Commissioner Reyes?
I do agree with the grant portion, because that will also, whenever we apply for grants, that there is a requirement that the city has matching funds.
Yeah.
So that has to be specified as well. So therefore, that grants portion should be a separate item for the board to approve.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
VP?
And what you're requesting today is for, the increased budget to Tetra Tech, but it's for utility design services, pre-design services, environmental review and documentation. So those are tied to the Taylor Yard Paseo del Rio project, with some funding coming from Propo Water Quality Improvements. It doesn't necessarily include in the scope for Tetra Tech the US EPA grant. Sorry to be so technical about it. Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm glad you were able to catch that, so thank you so much. What you're asking for authority right today is just the increase in the budget authority that we can, if the board approves, we can move forward with that. And again, reach out to us so that we can help you move things along if there's a time limit to the grant, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, colleagues, any other questions on this item? Any objections? Hearing none. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 2 as is forward and forthwith?
So move.
Thank you, Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Ms. Cole, there's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Commissioner Reyes to move item number 2 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote, beginning with you, President Garcia,
Aye.
Vice President Villegas,
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis,
Aye.
Commissioner Corsan,
Aye.
and Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marabello. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good rest of the day. Moving on to item number 3. This is a request in Council District 2 for a relinquishment of rights in future alley at 12335 West Tiara Street, recommending the board to execute the attached document relinquishing any and all rights to the City of Los Angeles for public alley purposes within the future alley shown on the attachment Exhibit A. Subject to the following condition, petitioner shall make satisfactory arrangements with the Real Estate Division of the Bureau of Engineering with respect to payment of document and recording fees. 2, request the city clerk to attest the signatures of the Public Works Commissioners. And 3, instruct the RED of the BOE to record the executed document in the office of the County Recorder when the condition in recommendation number 1 has been satisfied. And this morning we have Ms. Hugh Huang here, who we haven't seen her in a very long time. Welcome.
Good morning. It's very nice seeing you all too, commissioners and board representatives and staff. My name is Hui Huang. I'm the senior civil engineer with the Bureau of Engineering. What I'm bringing before you is a relinquishment request from Rebecca Saed, who represents the current property owner at this site. A little bit of background. In 1973, the City Council delegated the authority to end or terminate certain future streets and alley easements to the Board of Public Works if certain existing conditions were met. This included that a minimum of 25 years have lapsed since the easement was dedicated. 2, that the dedicated area has been sold to a third person after dedication. And 3, that the area has not been used for street or alley purposes as it was dedicated at the time. This property at 12335 West Tiara Street set aside a future easement for public alley use for the city in 1937. This property was later sold to a third party. The future alley easement was never accepted by the city, and the area is both not improved nor used as an alley. In the report, you will see figures 1 and 2, which shows you an aerial view as well as a street view of the existing conditions of the area in question. Council District 2 was notified of this request and they do not object to it. Although it is not detailed in this report, please note that we did review and analyze the entire block. We determined that all adjoining properties are residential and are fully developed. We also noticed that all parcels adjoin an existing public street as of today. And within this one block, at the address of 12300 Oxnard, there was a future alley easement that was along this alignment that you're considering today. And this portion of the future alley easement was eliminated in 2019 via a merger through a parcel map subdivision case that the city council granted. That is all I have for you today. I'm ready for any questions if you have it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Huang, for your report this morning. Any questions on this item? VP Villegas?
Just a quick question. Will there be any money exchange?
No, and a little bit more background on this. Easements are not essentially, there's going to be no change of property right ownership. I want to clarify that. An easement is merely a right that at the time that property owner granted to the city for certain use. In this case, they gave us a right to access portions of their property for use as an alley. Now, all we're doing is, through this process, is to give up that right.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. Huang. Any other questions, colleagues? Hearing none, I don't have any questions. We do this pretty often and on a regular basis, and I'm glad the property owners will take full ownership for the alley, right? Maintaining it, securing it, and whatever they need. Okay,
Yes.
is there a time limit to this, or is it into the
For
until
the
when?
process itself, no, we are not timed in any way. But generally speaking, that area right now, as I mentioned, is not developed. In reality, it's enclosed within their home area. I think they use it as a backyard space. So what we're doing is really just altering the title. We're removing that easement right from the city within the property title. Physically, there will be no change to it that we know of.
Okay, like I said, we've done this many times. Okay, I don't have any issues with this item. Any objections, colleagues? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 3 forward and forthwith? Thank you, VP Villegas. Is there a second? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Ms. Cole, there's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 3 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt item number 3, beginning with you, President Garcia,
Aye.
VP Villegas, President Pro Tem Davis,
Davis, aye.
Commissioner Corsan, and Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hugh, to see you here, and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you for your time. Have a good
Thank
weekend.
you. You too. All right, colleagues, moving on to item number 4. This is also a request in Council District 2 for a change order number 11, North Hollywood Maintenance Yard Project, recommending the board to, 1, authorize the city engineer to issue a deductive change order to Ford EC Inc. for not to exceed amount of $249,451.84 for the North Hollywood Sewer Maintenance Yard Project to credit the city of Los Angeles for the remaining balance from the fixed cash allowance bid item number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And Mr. Ohaji Abdullah is here this morning to tell us what are you asking for. Good morning.
Good morning, commissioners and legal staff. Ohaji Abdullah here with the Bureau of Engineering Architectural Division. It's a pleasure to present this actual report because it signals the closing of a successful construction project. The report seeks the authorization to issue a deduct change order for an amount of approximately $249,000 for the North Hollywood Sewer Sewer Maintenance Yard Project, which will credit the City of LA for the remaining balance from the fixed cash allowances as noted in the report. Oftentimes, for most construction projects, we include allowances to handle things that such unforeseen conditions, hazardous materials, etc. That makes it easier to move through the project without difficult change orders and haggling. In this project, in most projects, we have a remaining balance of those allowances of $249,000. We need to issue that deduct change order in order to be able to close the contract since the project has been completed since 2023. Quick background: in January 2020, the board awarded the construction contract to Ford EC in the amount of roughly $11.5 million, with a contingency of roughly $1.15 million. The project consists of the demolition and clearing of an approximately 45,000 square foot site and the construction of an approximately 8,500 square foot sewer maintenance facility that actually meets LEED Gold standards and raises the bar for creative and sustainable architectural approaches to maintenance facilities, as you can see in the pictures within the report. The facility incorporates parking for service vehicles as well as a photovoltaic covering for employee parking as well. As noted, this change order number 11 just captures the remaining allowances and funds that need to be credited back to the city. I would also like to acknowledge that this project was designed in-house within our architectural division, as well as the construction management, and our team worked together to deliver a project at the end of the day upon approval of this report with a 6% change order amount for the project. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you so much, Haji, for your report there. Any questions, colleagues? So we're crediting the city, is that correct?
Correct.
Did we overestimate, or was there savings?
This is savings. So once again, there's in the allowances, as you've seen in some of your schedule of values, we will have the allowance for hazardous materials, permits, unforeseen site conditions, and we put numbers in that are included in any contract for regardless who the low bidder is, right? So the low bidders, we've utilized some of those allowances, but the remaining allowances come back to the city. And that's what this is.
Okay, we hardly ever get these. So thank you, Haji, for bringing us credit back to the city. Okay, well, any other questions, colleagues? Seeing none, any objections? I wouldn't think so. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 4 forward and forthwith? Thank you, VP. Is there a second? Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Ms. Cole, there's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Commissioner Corson to move item number 4 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote, beginning with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas. President Pro Tem Davis.
Davis, aye.
Commissioner Corsan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Very well. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdullah, and good to see you, Haji.
You as
Have
well.
a good rest of
great
the day.
weekend. Absolutely.
All right, colleagues, I want to just if we can turn to our visitors here this morning. I want to welcome the LAX Coastal Chamber Leadership Group. Welcome to our board chambers, and good to have you here. Oh, good to see you. Yay. This is where we do all the big work for the Public Works Department. As you know, we are the second largest department of the city, where we have oversight of all the public right-of-way. That includes our 5 bureaus plus 10 offices. Our bureaus are Bureau of Engineering, Bureau of Contract Administration, Bureau of Street Services, Bureau of Street Lighting, and our Bureau of Sanitation, along with our Climate Emergency Office, our Forest Office, our Petroleum Office, and our Office of Community Beautification. I welcome your partnership and any questions, and if anybody's willing to talk, we have a mic here. But welcome to our chambers.
Tom.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner, President Garcia, Mr. Davis, good to see you. I'm Tom Flintoff with Kendall Gagan, and a long-term member of the Chamber. And this is actually my favorite stop that we do with the leadership class because my mother, by a different name, Maureen Kendall, was a past president of the Board of Public Works under Tom Bradley. So I'm always very excited to have the group come here and really see what you do for us on a day-to-day basis, making our lives as enjoyable as it is. So again, thank you so much for the time to let us come here and hear your deliberations, and please continue on doing the great work, and thanks for welcoming us.
Well, thank you so much. It's an honor to meet you. And I do know Ms. Kendall's past. And as president, you kind of always know who who preceded you before you. And so it's always a pleasure to have family from that. So thank you so much. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
And an honor to have all of you here. Exciting Friday morning to all of you. And I hope that we here at City Hall have welcomed you. And please feel free to stay as long as you want or as short as you want. We'll continue with our proceedings, but welcome to our beautiful chambers here.
Right.
And
All right.
if I could just
Yes,
say
of course.
a few words. Thank you. Thank you to our group that's here. You can have a seat if you'd like, or we've also reserved our conference room in the back if you'd like to go over there as well, and I'll see you all later.
All right.
I just want to say to Tom, tell your mother, tell Maureen that we said hello, and we certainly still remember all the great work she did as one of the first women to really chair the Board of Public Works. And also for those of you who are members of the chamber and the business, I hope that you appreciate the work that we try to do to help your businesses run more smoothly in terms of making sure that the roads are repaired and the sidewalks are repaired and that the trees in the public right-of-way are trimmed and all of those great things we do, in addition to trying to make sure that in our contracting that we include the diversity that we see of the various women here, the young people, and all of those of you, maybe some of whom might be disabled veterans. All of these people are part of our work that we do. And so I am so grateful that you're here and hope that you can have a great appreciation for what it is that we try to do every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Anyone else? Well, personal privilege, I'm going to say thank you to Ms. Diana Sanchez, who is right here, who was very pivotal in helping us as well. That's what partnership is about. And she was helping us very pivotal in January, where she helped us deliver a very successful career fair up in the Valley. So thank you, Ms. Sanchez. We extend our partnership, vice versa. Anytime you need us, we're here for you all, and hopefully vice versa, we can count on you too as well as we move forward, making sure that we work together on these big major projects. So with that, thank you. I will continue, and you can sit and go, or whatever you feel you can do, take pictures. This is your chamber as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of the day. All right, colleagues, moving on now to item number 5. This is a request in all council districts for a cost-sharing agreement for Southern California Stormwater Monitoring Coalition, recommending the board to, 1, approve and forward this report with transmittals to the mayor, to authorize the president or 2 members of the Board of Public Works to execute the Southern California Stormwater Monitoring Coalition, SMC cost-sharing agreement. 2, upon the mayor's authorization, the president or 2 commissioners of the board will execute the memorandum of agreement. And 3, upon execution, request to the city clerk to attest and certify the 30 original copies of the signature pages. The city clerk and the board are to receive 1 original agreement with original signatures pages of 15-member agencies of SMC. And this morning we have Charlie Yu. Charlie, oh, yeah, either one. I have Charlie Yu. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, members of the board. Thank you for having us. It's nice to see everyone again. I'm Miller Zoe, Assistant Division Manager in the Watershed Protection Division. And here from our staff, we have Charlie Yu, Senior Chemist, who will be giving the presentation.
Welcome.
Thank you, Miller. Good morning, board member. I'm Charlie Yu from Sanitation. Today I bring the MOA for the cost sharing in SMC and for board approval. And background is SMC is a collaboration between the Stormwater Agency and the Regional Board, State Board. And city has been the member since 2006 and been the member since then. And every 5 years, SMC proposed a new 5-year agreement. Our current agreement expired in July 30th, 2024. We are bringing this MOA for the board approval for the fiscal year 2024 to 2029. SMC is a collaboration of the Stormwater Agency and provide research funding for the stormwater-related research project. Sanitation has been benefit from the research project, special studies on the stormwater impact on the receiving water, and it will help us to better design BMP and evaluate the current environment conditions and to meet the stormwater permit requirement. It's city's a pleasure to join the SMC coalition, and city has been doing that for almost 20 years, and we ask board to approve this MOA.
Thank you, Mr. Yu, for that. Colleagues, any questions? Dr. Davis, and then I'll go with Vice President Villegas and Commissioner Reyes. Dr.
So
Davis.
the purpose of this cost sharing agreement is that we will share the cost with other agencies. Is that correct?
Yes, because the research itself is very expensive, and for certain research project, one agency could not support it. So SMC is putting out agency resources to support a large-scale monitoring in the region. That's why we have this MOA.
And so all of us share in the benefit of the services of having stormwater monitored in our various jurisdictions, and that each jurisdiction will pay a portion, correct?
That's correct.
And we pay the largest portion because we're the largest geographic area benefiting from the monitoring services. Is that correct?
Actually, the contribution is evenly divided by the stormwater agencies. So we have 6 counties, 3 cities, and Caltrans. That's about 10 or 11 agencies to make contribution to the funding.
We don't all have equal service, though, in terms of the monitoring. Do we? Should LA have a larger portion of the monitoring as opposed to some of the other smaller cities?
Based on the SMC bylaws, it's equally divided among the stormwater agencies because this research project may not just in the LA area. It's covered whole Southern California, 6 county range.
So there are some counties involved in this network and agreement, correct?
Yes.
There are some other municipalities as well, right?
Right.
Who are some of the municipalities other than Los Angeles, as an
It's,
example?
6 counties in Southern California: Ventura County, LA County, San Bernardino County, and San Diego County,
Riverside.
and Riverside County.
I
And
see.
the 3 cities: City Long Beach,
And flood
City
control.
LA, and the City.
And so every member of the network is paying an equal fair share.
Yes, except the City Long Beach. They are smaller city and pay the half of the share.
That was my question.
I would also just add,
Okay.
I would also
That
just
was
add-
my question, because, even though we are the largest and our major interest is ourselves, at the same time, it would have appeared to me that it would be proportioned to our size in terms of the agreement.
Well, I would just add, we have a pretty comprehensive monitoring program that we run in the city for all our stormwater monitoring. But a lot of these projects are things like interlaboratory calibration or BMP design calibration, things that kind of like a wide-reaching effect on all the agencies.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. VP Villegas?
Thank you. Just a technical question on just the cost. Is this, since it was done 5 years ago, is our portion, does everyone's portion increase?
Yes, because the high inflation, high cost of the research, the price has been up. So, since SMC bylaws said each agency can maximum contribute up to $100,000, so the research planning increased the budget proportionally.
Okay. All right. And then do you all receive any information sharing? Because I see it's a collaborative effort. So is there a lot of information sharing on trends that they're, monitoring and things that are coming up more, probably other elements more than others, I would assume?
Yes, there's information sharing and data sharing. SMC with this funding also established a website to post all the research project and the data. So that's the one benefit we have, better understanding
Okay.
of the Southern California.
Is there any way to access that information?
I'm sorry?
Is there any way to access there? Is it like white papers or what is it that they produce?
I think SMC members present the paper in CASQUA
Okay.
and other scientific conferences.
Okay, I'm just asking, we approved so many safe, clean water projects, and it'd be good to see what other trends throughout Southern California. We just, we're Los Angeles City's in 3 watersheds, but it'd be good to learn from others and what kind of technology or best management practices they're using. That's why I ask.
Yes, we do. We circulate those research papers within the sanitation.
Okay.
And our management got those reports and the summaries too.
Appreciate it, thank you.
To ask one other question, I apologize. Okay, yeah.
Commissioner
Sure.
Reyes, and then we'll go back to Dr. Davis.
I'm very supportive of anything that's a regional collaboration because stormwater management is really a critical factor here in the city of Los Angeles in terms of managing our water and water supply and the resiliency and climate and all that. So my question is, in terms of leadership in the steering committee, what role do we play? And have we played a leadership role? And then my second question has something to do with grants. Have we had success in grant applications in terms of the covering the cost for the collaborative research and best practices and tools that this particular coalition, so to speak, is really going to do is in terms of their mission vision for stormwater management?
Yes, we have been doing that with the SMC, and we also participate several projects, like one of the BMP evaluation. We evaluate how the facility will help improve the water quality. Like one is in the latest park. We have the certain facility, and we have the treatment, but we are working with the SMC to evaluate the efficiency of the water treatment.
And in terms of leadership in the steering committee, do we play a current role?
Yes, we have an executive committee formed by the 15 agencies, and we have a quarterly meeting to discuss the potential project and existing project, and also every 5 years we form a special committee to evaluate the current project and develop a new project for the next phase. So it's a continuing effort to develop the new project and evaluate the current project.
And in terms of grants, have we pursued successfully grants for the projects that are covered under this coalition?
As SMC itself we don't apply for grant, but it's up to each research project if they may specifically apply grant, and SMC provide match funding for that kind of project.
And that will go towards research
Yes.
for under the mission of this coalition, right?
Yes, like we currently have a regional monitoring program. It's covered the whole Southern California, administered by the Southern California Water Research Project. And a city will provide partial funding and the resource. But as a whole, there's about 40 agencies involved, and state, local, both city and county involved. So we are carrying out every 5 years like that kind of program, provide the data from sediment chemistry, toxicity, and the ocean environment. That's kind of cooperation we have.
That's really good because the shared information, resulting from the research and development efforts, really important they be shared with all the members. So thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Reyes. Any other questions? Whoever has it on ring, please put it on silent. Thank you. I didn't see who it was. Okay, no questions? All right, any objections? Dr. Davis, did you want to add one more question?
I was just basically going to ask general information about the cost. Does this pass down to residents or people in a certain region who are impacted by the stormwater monitoring services or not?
For the funding itself, city has a stormwater program. Each year, I think we have about $30 million, and we are using that part to pay for the stormwater related cost.
I see.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Any other questions, colleagues? Any objections on this item? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 5 forward and forthwith? Thank you, VP Villegas. Is there a second? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Ms. Cole, there's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 5 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt item number 5, beginning with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas. President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corsan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. I'm trying to see if I can get the temperature regulated here. We're freezing. So, important things, you guys, okay? Sorry, but thank you so much. Have a good rest of the day. Yeah, I just, but yeah, see if Agnes can do a thing. Thank you. Oh, she's at lunch. Okay.
I'm going to go to the front office.
Okay, no problem. Oh, okay. Somebody, if you can hear us out there, can you please regulate the temperature in the boardroom? We are freezing. Okay, moving on to item number 6. We already did 6, so it's item number 7 now. This is a request from the Bureau of Street Services in all council districts, 2024 weed abatement ordinance of intention, recommending to the board, number 1, recommend that the board, subject to city council, approve the draft weed abatement ordinance of intention for 2024 and set hearing dates as listed herein. And 2, request the city attorney to transmit the weed abatement ordinance of intention for 2024 approved as to form and legality to the city clerk at least 4 days prior to April 12, 2024. Are we on a time crunch? All right. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, Board President, Commissioners.
John?
City Attorney, John Minix.
All right, John, welcome.
That's me. I thought I was the only one freezing around here.
No, we're all, I think we're frozen right now.
Okay.
We're trying.
Okay, I'm John Minix. I represent the Bureau of Street Services, and we're asking that the City Council draft the weed abatement ordinance for the 2024. And the hearing dates are, as today, the 12th City Council Ordinance of Intention, the Board of Public Works hearing on May 3rd, 2024 public hearing for the final ordinance on Friday, June 7th. There are approximately 4,937 vacant lots within the city of LA. So it's an annual weed abatement ordinance, so we're asking that you guys draft a board of weed abatement ordinance of intention at this time. Are there any questions?
Thank you so much, Mr. Minix, for your report. I have one quick question. You have approved the draft weed abatement. Is it a draft or is it the final document?
It would be the draft.
Good morning, Commissioner Craig Shaw.
Mr. Shaw.
So at this point, it's the ordinance of intent. Then it goes over to council, then where they will adopt the actual ordinance.
Oh,
Right now, this is just the posting of the 4,900 properties that will go on to the actual ordinance.
okay. So this is correct. The draft is the process we're moving, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what is this, at least 4 days prior to April 12th? Isn't April 12th today?
It's today. It should have been done already. I'm sure it's
I
already
believe it's
done.
already been done. But TJ had these dates. This actually got moved to today. It was supposed to be.
Oh, I see. Oh, our Wednesday meeting. Okay, fine. Fine. All right. Any other questions, colleagues? Hearing none. Any objections? Hearing none. We do this every year, and so thank you for bringing it up to the board again. All right. Given that there are no objections, is there a motion on the table to move item number 7 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Is there a second? Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Ms. Cole, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Commissioner Corson to move item number 7 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt item number 7, beginning with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Please go out to the sun for us as we continue to freeze here. All right, moving on to item number 8. This is a request from the board for all council districts, contract award to 5 Keys schools and programs, recommending the board to 1, approve and forward this report with transmittals to the mayor, requesting the president or 2 members of the Board of Public Works be authorized to execute and award a contract with 5 Key schools and programs for services related to the implementation of the mobile pit stop, mobile showers, and skid row cleaning programs. The term of this contract is for 1 year with 2 one-year renewal options. The total cost for this year is $7,890,207.27. And 2, authorize the president or 2 commissioners to sign and execute both contracts upon approval of the mayor's office. And Mr. Yu is here this morning. Welcome.
Good morning, President Garcia, Commissioners, Bureau Representatives, Ms. Cho and Ms. Cole. My name is Mike Yu. I'm working for the Board of Public Works Executive Office. Today here, I'm requesting the board to authorize the board office to execute the service contract with 5 Keys. 5 Keys schools and the programs for the mobile pit stop, mobile shower, and skid row cleaning program. The first, I want to provide some background information. The mobile pit stop, mobile shower, and the skid row cleaning program belong to Board of Public Works Homelessness Initiative programs, which address the basic hygiene needs of local homelessness population, also improve the hygiene environment for the local communities. All 3 programs have been performing very well, received positive feedback from local communities and the council offices. However, currently there are 2 service contracts for 3 programs. The 5 Keys is managing 1 program for the mobile pit stop and the mobile shower programs. And Urban Alchemy is managing another service contract for the skid row cleaning program. However, both contracts will expire at the end of June of this year. Since the all 3 programs has been received the positive feedback from the local communities, the board office decided to continue all 3 programs in order to avoid the service gap. Under the board authorization, the board office released a RFP on October 10th, 2023. By November 14th, we received 2 proposals. One proposal from Five Keys, which bid for all 3 programs. Another proposal is from Urban Alchemy, which only bid for the skid row cleaning program. So the board office formed a evaluation committee consisting of the staff from the board office, the OCB, and the Bureau of Sanitation. The evaluation committee conducted the thorough evaluation of both proposals and deemed the Five Keys as the best qualified contractor to perform all 3 programs. However, on March 3rd, the evaluation committee received an appeal letter from non-selected proposer Urban Alchemy regarding the score for the first section and the second section of the evaluation of their proposal. After thoroughly re-review their proposal and consider the contention point of their appeal letter, the evaluation committee considered the score assigned are reliable and reasonable. Therefore, a rejection letter was sent on March 14th to the Urban Alchemy. Per the discussion with the CEO office, all 3 programs will continue being supported by the state HHAP grant fund, so there's no impact to the general fund. Also, during the contract negotiation, the board office informed the Five Key about the service contract worker retention ordinance. So they agreed to, when they take over the contract, they agreed to offer, to provide a job offer to all the cleaning staff of the existing cleaning team. This concludes my report. I'm open to any question you might have.
Thank you, Mike, for your report. Very thorough again. Colleagues, any questions on this item?
None from me on this one.
No, I think you did a very good job on making sure we understood the process, the timeline, and what the switch off looks like really at the end of the day. So after we approve, it goes back to the mayor's office. Once that comes back, it comes back to us, and then we'll do the final contract execution, correct?
That's correct.
And this is to start July 1st of 2024?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. In the meantime, there's not going to be a lapse of services?
We don't expect any lapse in the services.
Okay.
So I will hold a transition meeting with the previous contractor, mayor's office, with the council office 14, and the future contractor to have a transition plan.
Okay.
So we will do it probably the middle of May to avoid any service gap.
Okay, I appreciate that. That's very nice to hear, by the way. And with that, we would want to say thank you to Urban Alchemy for being a good partner the past years. And you know, it's an RFP process. It's something that we do all the time, and this is just the way it ended up this time. But nevertheless, they are welcome to submit for any other RFP, RFQs, contracts, anything like that, because they were good partners to us for many years. So with that said, Five Keys is moving forward to really take on the entire service, pit stop, showers, and the skid row cleaning.
That's correct. Also, by doing that, they will potentially create a saving around $500,000 for the city.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you for that, Mr. Yu. You've always done a great job overseeing these contracts and administering them. I appreciate your work and your time, and also to the Five Keys team that's here. You have a lot of work coming, and we hope to be partners with you as you will be partners with us as well on executing such heavy work in that area. So look forward to long-lasting relationship. Commissioner Reyes.
I also just want to recognize the value of this service, because there is that workforce training and development that is really key to the targeted recruitment that we have. If you could just speak really briefly about that training, because I think that is a great element of this program.
That's correct, Commissioner Reyes. So the O3 program also acts as a workforce development program, especially when the Five Keys take over the skid row cleaning program. We will augment the workforce development sector of that program, basically use that as a transition program to train either the local homelessness population or the formerly incarcerated population to prepare them for a better job opportunity in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we, as a board officer, we also track all the work development result on a quarterly basis. I do have the workforce development report available for your review.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that, Mike. We are looking also at looking at this contract as a workforce for the city also. So more to come on that. But thank you. All right. I don't see any other questions. Dr. Davis, you're good?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see any. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 8 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Is there a second? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Ms. Cole, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 8 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt item number 8, beginning with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corsan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yu, for this morning, and thank you to the 5 Keys team that is here. It's good to see you here at such a big, important contract day, so I'm glad that we're starting at a good foot here. All right, thank you very much, and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, too. All right, colleagues, moving on to item number 9. This is a request in Council District 14 for a contract acceptance, North Alpha Sewer Rehabilitation Unit number 9, recommending the board to 1, accept this contract. Ms. Seffi Wiles. Good morning.
Good afternoon now. Seffi Wiles, Bureau of Contract Administration, requesting this board and recommending to accept this project. It was awarded on May 8th, 2019 in the amount of $7,792,518 even under contract C133597, bond number 803198, and completed on May 19, 2021 by Spinello Infrastructure West Incorporated. The NOS project consisted of rehabilitating over 4,000 linear feet of 45-inch, 48-inch, and 54-inch clay tile-lined semi-elliptical concrete pipe in Council District 14 from 4th Street to Aliso Street at Mission Road. The work included cleaning the sewer pipe prior to lining operation, odor control during the construction of a new maintenance hole, and the removal and replacement of 3 existing maintenance holes, as well as reestablishing and reconnecting 9 sewer laterals. It also entailed removal and disposal of abandoned railroad tracks on Mission Road. There was a contingency amount of $389,626 even, giving a total authorized budget of $8,182,144 even. There were 19 change orders issued, increasing the contract amount for extra work in the amount of $128,678.09, bringing the total cost of this project to $7,921,196.09. The project was completed at 1.65% above the awarded amount and 3.19% below its authorized budget. There were a total of 24 progress payments made, with final release of disputed funds processed on July 29th in the year 2022. There are no funds disputed or withheld, therefore no funds are due to the contractor. The funds were taken from the Sewer Construction and Maintenance Fund. This project was advertised with anticipated participation levels, which Spinello did achieve. The mandatory subcontractor minimum requirement for the project was 20%. The contractor's bid was 22.84% for the MSM, and they actually achieved 24.6% of the contract. There are no unresolved property owners' complaints in connection with this project, and that concludes this report.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wiles, for that. Any questions on item number 9? Hearing none. Any objections? Hearing none. Is there a motion on the table to approve item number 9? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second? Thank you, VP Villegas. Ms. Cole, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by VP Villegas to approve item number 9.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt item number 9, beginning with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas. Aye. President Pro Tem Davis. Aye. Commissioner Corsan?
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes?
Aye.
All ayes, the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Very well, thank you so much. I take it here for 10 too, okay. Item number 10, moving on to item number 10. This is a request from the Bureau of Contract Administration and the Bureau of Engineering Council District 9. Contract acceptance, North Alpha Sewer Rehabilitation Unit Number 4, recommending the board to, 1, accept this contract. Ms. Wiles?
Yes, Seffi Wiles again, Bureau of Contract Administration, recommending another NOS project be accepted. It was awarded to Spinella Infrastructure West by this board on April 19, 2019, in the amount of $11,469,569 even under the project labor agreement. All work was completed on June 30th, 2021. This NOS project consisted of rehabilitating 6,500 lineal feet of the sewer starting at 41st Place and Trinity Street and extending to 23rd Street and Trinity Street. There was also sections of the NOS that were 3,099 lineal feet of 72-inch, 3,400 lineal feet of 63-inch tile line semi-elliptical pipe respectively that was rehabilitated. The project provided for also removal and replacement of existing maintenance holes and the construction of new maintenance holes for operation and maintenance of the sewer overall. The contingency amount for this project was $573,478 even, giving an authorized budget of $12,043,047. There were 36 change orders issued, increasing the contract amount by $236,103.68, bringing the total amount of this project to $11,705,672.68. The project was completed at 2.06% above the awarded amount, however, 2.8% below its authorized budget. There was $48,336 in disputed funds processed on September 2022. Therefore, there was 24 progress payments that were processed by our Bureau. There were no funds disputed or withheld. Therefore, no funds due to the contractor. These funds were taken out of the Sewer Construction Maintenance Fund. The project met all of its anticipated participation levels, and as far as the project labor agreement goes, the Spinella contractor exceeded the hiring goals for that.
Nice.
Specifically, the local hire mandate, which was 30%, Spinella achieved 41% of its goals. The local apprentice mandate was 50%, and they achieved 87%. And as far as transitional worker mandate, it's a 10% goal, and they achieved 17%. So we're pleased to have that. There are no unresolved property owners' complaints in connection with this project, and that concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wiles. Any questions on this item? Any objections? Hearing none. I just want to add that a comment. Thank you for, well, one, thank the contractor for exceeding their project labor agreement. That speaks volumes, and we're happy that they were able to give an opportunity to those folks that did not have it before, and now they do. So please thank them on our behalf.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for that. All right, colleagues, hearing no objections, is there a motion on the table to move item number 10 forward and forthwith? Thank you, VP, and then I'll take Dr. Davis for that. Okay, thank you, Ms. Cole. There's a first by Vice President Villegas and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 10 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt item number 10, beginning with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas, President Pro Tem Davis, Commissioner Corsan,
Aye.
and Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
So much, Ms. Wiles. Have a good weekend. Good to see you always. Moving on, colleagues, to item number 11. This is a sole source contract for Hitachi Energy USA, Inc. in all council district. Request from the Bureau of Sanitation and the Bureau of Contract Administration, recommending the board to, 1, approve and forward this report with transmittals to the mayor and city council with the request that the Board of Public Works be authorized to execute a sole source contract with Hitachi Energy USA, Inc. for the maintenance of the software and its interfaces to the financial management system, the mobile computing system, and other related products that may be used by the Bureau of Sanitation. The term of the contract is for 5 years with 2 renewal options of 3 years, each at sanitation's sole discretion, with a cost not to exceed $8,125,451. And 2, upon the mayor's and city council's authorization, the president or 2 members of the board will execute the contract. And this morning, we have Mr., give me a second, Don Seto. All right, good morning, good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
Good afternoon, President and Commissioners and City Attorney and Ms. Cole. So I'll just give you some general background.
Okay.
The Bureau of Sanitation has been using this ELIPS system since 2017. We have over 800 LA Sanitation users that the system uses that they use the system to maintain the over 350,000 assets that sanitation has at the water treatment plants as well as the pipelines throughout the city. The LIP system has interfaces to the citywide financial management system for procurement of materials to do the maintenance. It also has interfaces to the LA Sanitation's field automation for sanitation trucks, which provides the work orders that are generated within the system to field crews so that they can manage or repair or do maintenance on the pipelines in the field. This software is by Hitachi Energy. It's proprietary. They also had helped with the development of the interfaces to both the financial management system as well as the mobile systems. So this contract is essential for the use and to continue with the operations for the maintenance operations within sanitation. Again, this contract is for a total cost ceiling of $8,125,451. With the contract is for 5 years with 2 3-year optional renewal options. It'll be funded through the sewer construction and maintenance funds and the sewer capital funds. There's no general fund impact. The contract also it provides the software maintenance, which is the bug fixes or the software that's needed to whenever there's upgrades to systems and the like. So that's the reason for this contract, to keep the systems up to date, related to security or any of those type of issues. Although this is a sole source contract, sanitation does try to look for other opportunities, make sure that we're not locked in for sure with this company. We continue to look and survey the current industry and make sure that we're that we have options available. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Seto, for that. I appreciate what you said at the last. I want to make sure that I take it there was a draft sent to the city attorney's office for the sole source, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And it got here, so I think we're moving forward with this. Any questions, colleagues? Commissioner Reyes?
And as always, I'm in my soapbox is the knowledge transfer to our own staff by the contractors. Since this is a sole source contract, I'm very, very concerned about the data, the processes, although this is like the way that we've done this since 2017, right? When this was transitioned, that transition itself, I'm sure took a while. And therefore, we should always be prepared that our folks, our own internal folks, are ready and educated, and they know the actual processes that will happen should they be called to the forefront to assist when it comes to this, because this is affecting all our wastewater treatment operations. So that's very important to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Reyes. Any other questions? Any objections? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 11 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Is there a second? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Ms. Cole, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 11 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt item number 11, beginning with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas. President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corsan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is unanimously adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Seto, for this afternoon.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of the day.
Have a good afternoon and hope
You too.
can warm up soon.
I know. Please go outside and warm up. We're almost there. All right, colleagues, moving us to our last final item on today's agenda. This is the oral report by the Bureau of Street Services, the status update on major upcoming street improvement projects from the Bureau of Street Services. And this afternoon, we have Mr. Gopal.
No, I'm James Young. I'm filling in
Oh.
for Mr. Gopal.
Okay, Mr. Gopal didn't want
to today.
Mr. Gopal didn't want to freeze today.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you.
I'll try to make it long as possible so we can enjoy this co-ed.
Thank you. Sorry for also making it long for you too.
No problem. Good afternoon, President, Commissioners, and the Bureau Representative. My name is James Young with Street Renewal Division of Streets LA. This information is being provided to keep the public informed on the upcoming resurfacing projects and to minimize the impact on the community as well as delays for traffic. For additional information or concerns, you can contact our coordinating section for the Streets Renewal Division at 213-847-3200. There are no major street projects scheduled for the in the Metro or the Valley resurfacing regions during the week of April 14th through the 20th. However, we will provide you with an update of our 23-24 payment preservation program during the week of April 14th through April 20th, 2024. The Valley and Metro regions will complete 6 projects for a total of 2.55 lane miles. The press release were distributed and notifications has been issued. Streets LA has coordinated with the City Council office to assist with outreach to our stakeholders. We have coordinated with the Los Angeles Department of Transportation for traffic control assistance. This information is also available on the Streets LA website and using the resurfacing open project icon. This concludes my report.
Thank you so much for that. Any questions for the Bureau of Street Services? Seeing none, thank you so much for your time and have a good rest of the day.
You guys have a good weekend.
You too, thank you. Yeah. Ms. Cole, is that the end of our voting items?
That concludes the agenda items for today.
Thank you so much. It is 12:19 and this meeting is officially adjourned. Colleagues, we are also canceling management meeting today and wishing everybody a good weekend. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.